Folks, we want to welcome you to the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship first round post-game press conference from Austin, Texas, featuring the winning team of our second game today, the University of Alabama. Alabama is now 24-9 and will advance to play the University of Texas on Sunday in NCAA second round action. The game time will be determined later. The format, if you have not joined us previously, is we will have an opening statement from head coach Christy Curry, and then the interviews will be conducted with the student athletes who will be up here on the dais for about 8 minutes. Student athletes will be dismissed, and then we will hear from Coach Curry for about 10 minutes. The three players that will be up here for the Crimson Tide: senior guard forward Aaliyah Nye, senior guard Loyal McQueen, and freshman forward Essence Cody. If you are joining us on Zoom, welcome to this press conference. I just want to remind you that if you do want to ask a question, please check your settings. Make sure you're identified by name and affiliation, and you will be called on for a question if you use the raised hand function. Please use the raised hand function, and we will get to your questions. Again, it's opening statement from head coach Christy Curry, followed by questions for the student athletes, and then questions later for head coach Curry. Thank you. Ahead to tomorrow, which is press conference day prior to the second round. The press conferences will begin tomorrow at 1:25. Alabama will have a press conference from 1:25 to 1:40 with their players. They'll have open locker room media availability from 1:25 to 1:55. After the players speak, head coach Christy Curry will address the media up here. So again, tomorrow, the press conferences begin with Alabama at 1:25 to 1:40 with the players. Head coach Christy Curry will speak from 1:45 to 2 p.m. Those are central times for those of you who are joining us on Zoom, and there'll be an open locker room opportunity for Alabama from 1:25 to 1:55. And then following that, University of Texas will have player availability here from 2:15 to 2:30. Head coach Vic Schaefer will address the media from 2:35 to 2:50. And the open locker room media availability for Texas tomorrow, 2:15 to 2:45. Coach, congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, we are now joined here for the press conference with University of Alabama, the winning team of Game 2 here from Austin, Texas. Coach, congratulations. And players, congratulations on the victory. We'll begin our press conference with an opening statement from head coach Christy Curry. Coach?
Well, I'm really happy for our team. Today's game was a game of runs, and I thought we were really, really good being able to weather their runs and make sure that, ours were just a couple of plays longer. So Florida State had an incredible year, and they're a really great team, and I'm just so proud of our kids today and their resilience. We fought through some foul trouble, our leading scorer, and we just had so many of our players step up today, and I'm just incredibly proud. I think there's nothing better this time of year I've learned through the years than watching your team celebrate, and I'm just incredibly proud. And we're looking forward to the opportunity. We'll enjoy this till midnight, and like all season, we'll hit the reset button and prepare and try to go out and execute the game plan against a great Texas team.
Coach, thanks for those remarks. And now we're going to turn to questions for the players, please. Just state your name and affiliation. We'll start with Mark Rosner, Associated Press. First question.
Since this was a career high for you, points and rebounds, were you inspired by playing against somebody who's really good inside?
No, not really. It's just my team motivated me, and my team was fired up, and I was fired up too. So we all work hard, and that's what our thing was.
Next question from Danny Davis, Austin American-Statesman.
Loyal or Aaliyah, can you talk a little bit about how much Essence has kind of grown up this season and developed into what we saw tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Essence has grown up a lot this year. We need her to be aggressive every single night. We need her to be on the boards consistently every night in order for us to beat big-time teams. So we're definitely going to need her again on Sunday to have a big night. So we're going to continue to stay on her. Because Essence can be great, and we all know it and we all see it. So I'm excited for her, but many more career highs to come.
We're now going to turn to those folks who have joined us from Zoom. Again, if you'd like to ask a question and you're on Zoom, use the raised hand function. We're going to turn to Joshua Louder. Joshua, if you could just state your affiliation, please, and ask your question. Go ahead, Joshua.
Joshua Louder Television Network. My question is for the student athletes. Just how did you all encourage each other to stay the course and see this game through, especially when Florida State started to make it a close one at the end?
I think we just continued to just play our game and stick together. Obviously, we had our leading scorer, S.A., who doesn't just score for us but rebounds for us. She is a vocal leader for us, and we knew we had to pick her up. So I think everybody came in and did their job. Carly Weathers, Berg, Loyal, Essence, we all just came together and we wanted to win, and I think everyone played their game today.
If the other two if you would also answer those questions, please.
Yeah, I think the main thing that we were just telling each other during our huddles was just to stay the course. We knew that Florida State was going to make their runs. We knew that we were going to make our runs. So the main thing was just staying together, keeping the main thing, and just staying together and just staying vocal with each other and just continuing to lift each other up.
Thank you. In essence?
It's the same thing. Just communicate and just keep working and focus on the right things on the court and not allow outside things distract us and just stay focused.
Joshua, do you have a follow-up question? Apparently not. Okay, so we'll go back to the media here in Austin. Yes, back to Danny Davis from the Austin American-Statesman.
For any of the players, I don't know how much of the first game y'all were able to watch, but what are your thoughts on Sunday and the challenge that you guys are going to have in a couple days?
Obviously, they're the number one team for a reason. So I think we're just going to go and look at film. I know they're a big presence defensively. They're a good defensive team. And I think we're just going to continue to do what we do as well. I know we have to rebound, and we'll have to execute on offense.
Do we have any other questions for the three Alabama student athletes? If not, ladies, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on a big victory today, and we'll see you tomorrow. And,
Thank you. Roll Tide.
Thank you. All right, now we're going to have you direct your questions to Head Coach Curry. Danny Davis will ask the first question from the Statesman.
Christy, with Sarah Ashley battling foul troubles, were you surprised by the depth and how those players stepped up in her absence?
I really wasn't. I felt like that, she was so inspiring on the sideline and stayed connected and into the game and continued to try to encourage. And, there's been times during the season that she's been in foul trouble. And, I thought that Loyal, Aaliyah, Carly really continued to be even more vocal. So it's just what you do when it's your turn. We lost Jess Timmons, who was a huge piece to what we do. We lost Naomi a month and a half ago, which was going to really give us another dimension inside. So as this team has faced adversity, whether it's been injury or foul trouble, they just continue to weather and stay together. And I just really credit their character. They're a gritty bunch. They're fun to coach because of that.
What was your impression?
Identify yourself, please, Mark.
Mark Rosner, Associated Press. You always do. What were your impressions of Weathers just being able to step in like that with 18-5?
Yeah, I just have, so much confidence in Carly, and she's played starter minutes for us all season, and she just makes winning plays. She's always doing what she's supposed to be doing from a spacing standpoint, the way that she affects the game for us defensively. She's so poised and so disciplined. And, I've been pleading with her all year long, to look to score because she really can. And she's just so sound fundamentally. So happy for her and just the entire squad and the way that she stepped up tonight. Oh, it's nothing new. She just is a very good player.
Danielle Lerner, Houston Chronicle. You've battled Vic and his teams in the SEC for a while. Just what makes his style of defense so difficult?
Well, they love to, really be disruptive and physical, and they're so good, defending the first pass, and they're such a great help side. They love to take charges at all 5 positions. They're just so well coached. I've often just wanted to see if he'd let me come to practice to see how he teaches defense because it's incredibly special. And I just have so much respect for him, and, he's just really a good friend, and I have a lot of respect for the way he runs his program.
Just a reminder before we take another question from media here in Austin, if you are on Zoom and you wish to ask Coach Curry a question, please use the raised hand function at this time. Thank you.
Sydney Wicker, WCTV Sports. Coach, at the half, obviously, Florida State was testing you guys there early. What was the adjustments you tried to make in that message that you were giving your team at the half?
Well, we went in and talked more about trying to keep the basketball in front of us and make sure that, we kept the ball in the high post. I've not played so much zone all season, but we had to protect the paint and keep the ball out of Timpson's hands. I thought early they really got to the rim on us. We put them on the free throw line. But the goal, it's so important against Florida State that you give them one-shot opportunities. It'll be the same against Texas. To out-rebound them by 14, to be able to make more free throws than they shot, and I think the zone allowed us to do that. So we got our transition game going and from the zone, and really proud of our kids at halftime for making a few adjustments mentally in their poise. The discipline, you got to be disciplined, and we were much more disciplined in the third to start the third quarter.
Okay, we're going to go to Zoom and take another question for Coach from Joshua Louder. Joshua?
Joshua Louder, Television Network. Coach, you were able to get that high post screen going down the stretch, and you kept going back to it, was just there. Was that just something that was done by design, or that was something that you knew you were going to get going into today's game?
Yeah, I think that's when Essence can set the screen and roll with a tremendous amount of energy. You're going to see her have a lot of success. And I think because they were going under, we were trying to make the adjustment of setting the ball screen flatter, and we did a much better job. That was another adjustment at half. It's not going to be hard to see. So, but just really proud of our execution and adjustment there, because I thought we got her some open looks at the rim off the ball screen action. And, I think Carly and Aaliyah and Loyal, they're going to counter what you take away. We're going to make a 1-second decision and find open shooters. So really, really proud of our execution in our ball screen series today.
Joshua, do you have a follow-up question? All right.
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions? Yes, back to Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman.
Christy, there was a play in the second half where Aaliyah had a three-pointer blocked and she immediately tracked it and threw it into the paint for an easy two. Aside from her three-point shooting, what kind of intangibles does she bring to this team, and how important is she to y'all?
Well, it's just a basketball IQ, and she is such an incredible selfless player. She just happens to find other people because she understands when she draws that much attention. She's just incredibly selfless, and just made a really heady play, which she makes every single day. She has such a great basketball IQ. And always, again, I think she sees so many double teams, and when she does get her shot blocked she's able to, find the open person. So really proud of that. Was a really heady play. Her three there on the special situation execution, we work on it so much. We've worked on that for 2 weeks. We've run it all season, but we haven't run it very frequently. But, man, what a shot. And I'm really proud of her. She's just cold in a good way, and I love who she is as far as offensively in her decision-making.
I don't see any other questions, Coach, so thank you very much for your time this evening, and we'll see you tomorrow for the press conference, and best of luck to you on Sunday.
Roll Tide, and good luck to Nate and his guys. I'm not sure they've tipped off, but roll Tide.
Thank you, Coach. Room in a few minutes. The two players who will be here will be sophomore guard Tanaya Larson and junior forward Michaela Timpson, along with head coach Brooke Wyckoff. Florida State will conclude the season with a record of 23-11. For those of you, again, joining us on Zoom, please use the raised hand function if you want to ask a question for the student athletes of Florida State or for head coach Wyckoff. Thank you.
No, you're good.
All right, Florida State is now with us. Ladies, congratulations for a fantastic season, and we want to start the press conference. Coach Wyckoff, with an opening statement from you, please.
Just first of all, as always, I want to just say how proud I am of our team and our players. And these two sitting next to me just gave every last ounce that they had today to battle and make this a really great basketball game. And so also want to just congratulate Alabama, who has a very good team and was able to pull this win off without their best player. We struggled in the third quarter. I think that was the difference in the game. But we battled again. These players never said quit. They never do, and we made it a great game. So, really, really proud today.
Thank you, Coach. We're now going to open up questions for our student athletes up here. We're going to start with Danny Davis from the Austin American-Statesman. Danny?
Either of the players, what was kind of the mindset of the team as you all were trying to come back there in the fourth quarter and rally?
I would say just knowing what we do best, which was attacking them and going and get buckets at the rim. That's what made us get back into the game, but we fell a little too short with not being able to defend them as well as we needed to.
All right, our next question. Again, a reminder, if you are going to join us on Zoom, just use the raised hand function. We'll get to you momentarily. Go ahead. Your question.
Sydney Wicker, WCTV Sports. Michaela, obviously, I know you would have preferred to have a win, but you did set a record tonight. You are the Florida State leading scorer in blocks, rebounds, and double-doubles. So I know you would have rather have the win, I think. But just to be able to do that and have the season you had, how good does that feel to know that you made some history here in the last game of the season?
It feels amazing to know my teammates and my coaches trust me. I got to get the ball somehow to get the double-doubles. And, the rebounds, they come from, missed shots or missing my own shots. But just being able to be consistent throughout the year and having the year that I had, it's been amazing. And just keep going next year.
I know you guys have some time here still, but there's people like Sarah or Alexis whose time finished out there on the court. Can you both just talk about what they mean and what they bring to this program? Because they both really left it out there on the court tonight.
Yeah, Sarah and Tug, they're amazing teammates. I feel like even though it's sad that we couldn't pull it off for them, I feel like they're going to have a bright future. Sarah brings the energy, and she's such a kind soul. So I'm just happy to see where they end up.
Yeah, I say the same for me. Like, we're gonna miss Sarah so much. The dancing in the middle of the middle of our huddles, but that leadership that they brought as well, being the older kids on our team and just being there for us anytime we needed anything, and just I hope their future is bright as well.
Next question from Mark Rosner, Associated Press.
For either player, you're a confident team. When you made that run and you got close, did you think you had them? Like you were right there.
Yeah, we were so close. I mean, we've had plenty of games like that where we were just right there and we couldn't, get it done. But that's where our growth comes in. I feel like that's going to help us in the next season, and just knowing how to close out games and start to finish. Yeah, that's going to be our focus next year.
We'll now go to Zoom for the next question from Joshua Louder. Joshua?
Joshua Louder, Television Network. My question is for either student athlete. Just how will you use this loss to propel you and motivate you going forward in your basketball journey?
I would say just we had a lot of close games throughout the season, and with this one being close as well, we know what we have to improve on, and we know what we got to do better at offensively and defensively. So we're going to be able to, head into our next season ready and prepared to close these games and be able to win instead of lose this one.
Next question, please.
You guys talk about that wanting to be your focus, but if you could just take a second to reflect on the season that you did have, to be able to make it here and to look at the teams that you have upset and you have taken down. I guess when you walk away from this season, what is it that you're going to remember, or what is it that stood out to you guys from this season? Because although this wasn't the place you wanted to be, I still think there was a lot of highs to take away.
I feel like the takeaway from this season is that we're capable. We're definitely capable of beating bigger teams or higher ranked teams. I feel like I said, just our focus on, start to finish, playing through a whole 40 minutes. That's going to be our focus. But I'm very proud of my girls. We play hard, and I feel like going into next season, that's going to give us motivation.
Yeah, and I would say the same thing as well. Like, we had a lot of ups and downs in our season, and knowing that we could have been at a better position instead of the number 9 seed, like, you know, just cleaning up some things early in the season where we could have won the games that we lost, and being able to, you know, be higher in the seeding would give us a way better advantage. But, you know, just playing through what we had in front of us, and then we did a good job, and I'm proud of my team and all the growth that we came over this season.
Mm-hmm. Do we have any other questions for Tanaya or for Michaela? If not, ladies, I just want to congratulate you on a fantastic effort this year, and the best to you down the line. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good? Good?
All right, no, Coach, you're going to stay.
Okay, I get to stay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good job, you
All right,
guys.
we're going to
Great
now
job.
direct our questions, if we can, to Coach Wyckoff again. If you have a question and you're joining us by Zoom, just put up your raised hand function, and we'll get to you momentarily. First question? Just state your affiliation, please, and your name again for the record.
Sydney Wicker, WCTV. Coach Brooke, obviously I know you guys would have liked a better result. We talked about that in the press conference before this. But to stand here and to have been in this position and to battle back, how proud were you of your team's fight until literally the very last minutes of this game?
Yeah, we talked about it all week and preparing for this tournament, was that we don't ever stop believing, trying, fighting until the buzzer sounds. And as Tanaya said earlier, we've been in that position before where we're down going into the fourth quarter, and we found ways to come back and win, or we found ways to get it close. And so I never had a doubt that they were going to give in. You can just see it in their eyes. You can see it in a team's eyes when they're gone, they're done. these girls weren't. And so I'm so proud of the fourth quarter that they put together, and just all the things they just said right now is exactly how you want your players to respond. And I just feel so fortunate to be their coach.
Specifically to hear Tanaya say, we're capable and we want to be back in this spot.
Yeah.
What kind of fuel does that give you as you do start to put this season away and look forward to
Yeah,
the next?
it's huge, again, to hear your players speak with such confidence, but at the same time, you know, the self-awareness that they show out of your two leaders, just it's an amazing feeling knowing that it just makes you want to fight for them. It makes you want to just get back after it tomorrow and start getting better for them for next season. And so we learned a lot this season, and just we'll be ready next season just to put them in a better position. That's the job of us as coaches, is to put them in the best position to be successful. And so we'll definitely get better at that. But again, just to hear these two, knowing that they have another year together coming back, it's exactly what you want to hear as a coach, and gets me fired up.
Looks like we have another question from Joshua Louder from remote. Joshua?
Joshua Louder Television Network. Coach Brooke, obviously not the result that you wanted going into today's game. Just describe what is Florida State basketball? And for those who are thinking about coming to Florida State, what do they need to have for the future?
Well, I think, the answers that these two players that Michaela and Tanaya just gave is what Florida State basketball is. It's just being humble. Those two are the most humble people you'll ever meet. Very self-aware, understanding, but just good people that you want to fight for every day, that they want to fight together. And so that is Florida State basketball. It's just great people that are willing to come together for a common goal, and as long as we have that as our foundation, all the rest will fall into place. And so no matter the highs and lows of a season, when you have great people and you're surrounded like that, you can get through anything.
Do you have a follow-up question, Joshua? All right, thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Coach, adversity. Just talk about that for this year.
Every team battles it. We had our fair share, and I'm just so thankful to be able to battle with these people. And, you know, I had my own personal adversity that I battled through, but I never once felt, you know, anything less than 100% encouraged. And I had the energy to go through everything because of the people that I was surrounded by, encouraged by, and able to battle with. So I'm so thankful for all of that, and just really proud of this team for just pushing through no matter what.
Thank you, Joshua.
Coach Brooke, I wanted to take a second to ask you about Sarah and Alexis.
Yeah.
I know they both shared wonderful things about them, but I know Sarah gave you a pretty emotional hug there at the end as you guys were walking off the court. And Alexis, although the stat sheet might not reflect it, it really seemed like she poured her all out there on the court. I guess when you look at the two of them and the run that they've had being here at Florida State, what is it about them that made them so special? And what are you going to remember the most about the two of them?
Yeah, again, it just went back to you had two people that were in their final year, but with our team, but they were about the team. It wasn't about them. It was about what they could do to help us win. And that's not an easy thing to do, especially when you know the clock is ticking and this is it. And they both, as every player in the team, they had to make sacrifices. And so that's what I'm most proud of, is the way that they continue to push through anytime, you know, just to be able to do what they needed to do for the team. And so I love the games that both of them had today. I'm so proud of them for going out with those types of performances, and just really, really thankful for the time we had with both Sarah and Tuck, as we call her.
Do we have any other questions for Coach? Seeing none, Coach, I just want to congratulate you on your successes. The best to your team and to you personally moving forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And that will conclude our press conferences for today from Austin, Texas, after the first round of NCAA play. Please note that all of the press conferences and a recording of all press conferences are posted in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Press conference transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you once again for joining us.